When I saw that the festival was nonviolent, and when I spoke to Rosanna, and she let me know 13 years ago, after 9/11, she decided that she needed to do something personally for the world, to change the world, by starting a nonviolent festival. It brought tears to my eyes. And, I grew up 8 miles outside of Manhattan, and I played soccer 3 times a week, and I saw the skyline from the soccer field all the time. So without those Twin Towers, it's huge. All that war, and I guess this is the first time that I need to speak up for myself, because when I wasn't able to get Miser completed the way that I wanted to, I didn't give up. And Daisaku Ikeda I'm also a Buddhist, and Daisaku Ikeda talks about not giving up and also speaking up for yourself. And Chris, I totally appreciate you here. That's why I got you here. I produced you to get here. It was a hard thing to do, but getting Meisner is about dialogue. It's about having dialogue so that we can create peace. So if I would have sat there in my seat pouting, I don't think that would have been good. And thank you, David. That was so cool. Yeah. You're so great. Thank you. And
excuse me, everyone. We feel absolutely terrible that this mistake happened, and it shouldn't have happened. And we have just had a little discussion and realized that there was an actual mistake in the program. And we wholly apologize to you, the rightful owner of the award. So congratulations.
Thank you. Thank you.
And one more thing, I want Kellyanne, I hope she's willing, Kellyanne, I'm going to try now to persuade Kellyanne to share with you a very personal, kind of intimate moment that happened as a result of her being here in the environs of Monaco and Monte Carlo. She stumbled onto a surprise, the discovery.
Right. Well, actually, I've always wanted to be an actor since 3rd grade, and my parents were all about pensions and benefits, and you can't make money doing art, so I became a teacher for a while, and I taught every single thing except math, and I just knew I didn't want to be a teacher. I loved it, it was fun, but that's why this is so meaningful, that getting Meisner, because Chris is a great teacher, that he did change my whole life. And so I wanted to be an actor so bad. I wanted to create my own film, so I didn't have to wait for Hollywood to come, like you told us. Don't wait for Hollywood, make your own stuff that's near and dear to your heart. And because also I'm a peace-loving Buddhist, Nam-myoho Renge Kyo, I feel that I wanted to do anything. So, because I used to go on auditions and I would be like, in front of the casting directors, I said, why don't you start some stand-up comedy? So, right, Tara? Right? You gotta do, right? So I did start some stand-up comedy, right? And so I did that for a little while, and they say often that ginseng comes from China. It's like the best thing, but Friday I got to Monaco and I got the best ginseng that there ever is, and I swear they call it ginseng because it makes your thing sing. Friday morning it was like, the sun'll come out tomorrow, bet your bottom dollar that tomorrow you'll have fun, since I got to Monaco, she started taking on a life of her own, like some kind of queen or royalty, just like Lady Macbeth or something, I don't know. So it's been pretty interesting, and I just want to say thank you that this is happening, because to speak up for yourself is also a hard thing to do. And in order to create the nonviolence in the world, you need to speak your truth and what's important to you and what's fair. And creating the dialogue is what keeps peace in the world. So, without further ado, thank you, everyone. And thank you, David and Rosanna and Dean. I appreciate you and this festival and all the winners here. And jury, thank you so much.
Do you want your award?
Oh, the Hitchcock.
Oh.
Oh yeah, where's the award? Where's that big sucker?
We got weird together.
No, the statuette. Donde está la statuette? Où est la statuette? Dove est la statuette? That's 3 languages, huh? Come on, 3 languages.
What about that story about Hitchcock?
Where is the statue, Rosanna?
Can we learn that for a second?
Hey, Dean, baby, get that statue, honey. We got pictures to take and dances to do and Scoob-Doo-Diddly-Bop-Bop. Where is it?
Oh, here. You sharing this with an Irishman?
No, we want the award. We don't want the... There you go. Hold on to that. Together we stand, united we fall. No, wait, backwards.
Okay, award. Put that in front.
United we fall, together we stand. No, that's backwards.
We never fold.
We never fall. Because it's all about standing up, baby. That's right. I'll stand up for you, you stand up for me, and I'll lay down for you, and I'll lay down for you too. And that's right. One way or another, up and down. So I feel like I'm Robin Williams reincarnated. That guy, he still speaks to me all the time, that Robin Williams. Don't ever tell me when I grow up, I want to be Robin Williams, because there isn't any more Robin Williams right now, so that must be some kind of replacement.
It's the ginseng.
Oh, that's what it is. She gave me some of the ginseng. Made my thing sing too, baby. Yeah, not bad, you know. Who needs Viagra?
And now for Hitchcock.
Oh, haven't you had enough of me? You want to hear the Hitchcock story?
Yeah.
Oh, well, the reason it's kind of relevant is because I guess you gathered from the video that played that I did the nightly news on CBS and NBC every night at 11 o'clock, the 11 o'clock news, every afternoon at 5 or 6, every day, 5 days a week, for 44 years. And I'm still standing. Anyway, the 1 year I was sent by the assignment editor and producer, you know you have bosses when you're on a newscast, go down to the Beverly Hilton because the AFI, American Film Institute, is giving their Lifetime Achievement Award to Alfred Hitchcock. I know he's not one of your favorite directors, but you got to go do the story. So I said, okay, I'll be happy to do the story. So I got in my camera van in those days. I don't know if they even use those anymore, but we had these kind of minivans with a satellite dish on top and cameramen inside and cameras so on. So we went down there. I interviewed him briefly, and he didn't want to talk. So I said, I think your movies are too violent, Alfred. And he said, you're not sitting in the right seat. And I said, what? I didn't understand what he meant. But he said, that's all I have time for, goodbye. And so I went to the station and sat down at the anchor desk for the 11 o'clock news. And then the guy said, so now here's David Sheehan just back from the Beverly Hilton Hotel with a report on the Alfred Hitchcock Lifetime Achievement Award. And I said, yeah, well, first of all, it should be called the Death Time Achievement Award, because all that fat dude did was mutilation and killing and dismemberment and blood and everybody chasing everybody for one form of death or another. Well, that almost got me fired. And this was back in the day, there was no email. The viewers would respond by actual mail or postcards or telephone. And the response to that, this is only in Los Angeles, I can't remember the numbers, but thousands and thousands of telephone calls to the switchboard, because you couldn't even leave a voicemail, and letters start coming in by the thousands. Fire that blonde-haired idiot. He doesn't know what he's talking about. Hitchcock was about suspense, not murder. And then they said, I think we're gonna have to break your contract. I said, I don't know how you can do that because it's pretty ironclad. I got good lawyers. And they said, well, we're gonna consider it. You're on suspension for having said this publicly on the news. I said, okay, I need some tennis time anyway. And lo and behold, in the next 3 days, An equal number of thousands of people wrote in and called in and said, good for him. It's about time somebody spoke out against violence. We're too much ready to celebrate violence on the movie screen. And finally, somebody stands up and says something about a guy that is getting the American Film Institute Lifetime Achievement Award. Anyway, that's my Hitchcock story. It's not very funny. As I remembered, it was funnier because I laughed a lot. But I don't see any humor in it, do you? I don't. Oh, wait a minute, here comes the humor, because she's the comedian.
And I just want to say to Kelly Kramers, who's a beautiful girl on Mulholland Drive with the sunset, is her location that she put in, because she also helped produce. And it was her idea, because you need to write about what you know about, and what we knew about as actors was getting Meisnered through you, Chris. So, Kelly Kramers as well, thank you. Beautiful.
And that's the Kellyanne Chippendale David Sheehan show for now, turning it over to Tara the Beautiful.
Well, it hasn't been boring, has it? All right, well, everybody, congratulations to all our winners, to everyone. You all did such a beautiful job. Give yourself a hand.